Muslims in Indonesia have welcomed the full lifting of COVID-19 curbs for the first time during the holy month of Ramadan. But higher food prices, especially rice and cooking oil, have sparked public outrage, worsened by reports of tax scandals involving officials. CNA's Safbar Ismail with this report.
Hundreds of residents in South Jakarta took part in a torch parade to welcome the month of Ramadan. This long-held Indonesian tradition was suspended during the height of COVID-19 but has resumed after the country exited the acute phase of the pandemic. A few days before Ramadan, Muslims also visited the cemetery to pay their respects to the dead.
Bagi saya ini untuk mengingatkan bahwa kita akan kembali kepada Allah. Itu aja. Nanti Anda juga akan masuk ke dalam liang kubur ini gitu. Tapi karena kita mau menjelang puasa ini supaya puasanya itu ikhlas, jadi kita mengingat lebih akan tekun untuk beribadah gitu.
In December last year, authorities revoked the Public Activity Restrictions or PPKM because the pandemic was under control and most people already had antibodies against COVID-19. Worshippers at the Istiqlal Mosque, which is the biggest in Indonesia, welcomed the lifting of restrictions for the first time in Ramadan since the pandemic.
Ibadah sekarang inilah yang lebih nikmat daripada tahun-tahun sebelumnya, karena pada saat ini semuanya dibebasin, batas-batas tidak ada batasan-batasan lagi. Seluruh masjid itu menerima berapa penjemaah yang akan beribadah dan enak lah pokoknya sih setelah dibebaskan dari PPKM.
Mosques are now allowed to conduct evening prayers during Ramadan at full capacity and the worshippers are no longer required to wear a mask. Last year, when Jakarta was still under COVID-19 restrictions, the Istiqlal Mosque only allowed up to 10,000 worshippers to pray inside the hall. This year, with the lifting of curbs, the Istiqlal has opened its doors much wider by allowing up to 150,000 people to pray inside the mosque. Despite the withdrawal of COVID-19 restrictions, authorities are urging the public to maintain vigilance to prevent a surge in caseload as Indonesia moves closer to an endemic state. The government warns that it might reimpose restrictions in the event of a spike in COVID-19 cases.
Kalau orangnya yang merasa kurang sehat atau flu, batuk, lebih baik di rumah aja. Kalau di sini, ya kalau bisa yang memang benar-benar sehat di sini. Jadi kita juga ya sama-sama nyaman lah di sini gitu.
Ramadan is also a time where Muslims eat together after a day of fasting. In a controversial move, Indonesian President Joko Widodo banned civil servants from holding breaking of fast gatherings to prevent the spread of COVID-19. The government later clarified the ban does not apply to the public and it refers more to the ongoing crackdown on excessive display of wealth by tax officials.
Saat ini, aparat sipil negara, pejabat pemerintah sedang mendapatkan sorotan yang sangat tajam dari masyarakat. Untuk itu, Presiden meminta kepada jajaran pemerintah, ASN, untuk berbuka puasa dengan pola hidup yang sederhana, tidak melakukan atau mengundang para pejabat di dalam mereka melakukan buka puasa bersama.
Mosques have also urged civil servants not to hold lavish breaking of fast gatherings but make a donation to them instead.
Udahlah, kasih aja ke masjid supaya nanti dinikmati oleh orang-orang yang pantas, lebih tepat untuk menikmati, bawa ke Istiqlal. Jadi kita 5.000-an orang per hari ya. Nah, coba dibayangkan kali 30.000 saja per box. Itu sama dengan sekian per hari, itu belum lagi makan sahurnya kan. Nah, jadi pengeluaran yang paling besar kita di Istiqlal tahun ini adalah memberi makan kepada para shaimin-shaimat dan peserta i'tikaf.
Ramadan is one of the most important events in the Islamic calendar and the Muslims are celebrating it just like before the pandemic. They also pray for a smooth transition to an endemic state and an eventual end to the pandemic in Indonesia. Sefubari Smile, CNA, Jakarta.